good evening. We are back again, and today I have a little bit of a technical issue. My second screen doesn't pop up, but what I put on the right hand side is my laptop, and then I can check my own streaming. So let's see if I can see my own streaming popping up. Otherwise, we would have the let me see, videos. It's not popping up here right now. Your channel, let me see if something, live stream, here it is. Okay, so in worst case, I can also look on the right hand side and check. Yeah, guys, I hope everybody's fine and that you guys enjoy Blue 3 and RevZane, the two new products in our Explorer bundle. And yeah, sure, it's been a busy day. We have a great response to Blue 3. It's a very special synth, and yeah, absolutely loves it. So today I wanted to talk about Blue 3. Maybe if you already own it, maybe you have a question. And you can see maybe what we did not mention yet, where you can find the new presets. Of course, in the introduction bank, a lot of new presets are inside of it. But many are in the Pets 03. And if you click on Order by Date, then you see essentially all the newer presets pop up. I'm not sure, it doesn't show how many new are. I think it goes until, let me see. I think this one, 53.1, yeah. Very different sound. This is the diamond strings. This Italian organ string sound. Very. It was called the vocal strings essentially. And as you see in this preset, I only use the sample clean out, so there's no filter on it. It's directly routing is into the filter 1. You see. And the XY, what we did with the XY is that it changes the envelopes. Also the modulation wheel. And you can see it here. And it changes the envelopes. So, yeah, I'm not still sure. I'm still doubting if it was the Solina strings. No, in the CL strings, or that we use the diamond strings, because we also had the CL strings at that time in the studio. But of course, if you combine these diamond strings with other systems, you get really, let me see if I was somewhere. Yeah, here, this is called Diamond String Plus. And this one uses this diamond string, but it's also used in combination with simply a saw from very different sound compared to the Solina strings, which you also did sample, which is this one. Let me see. In the introduction, no, this is the pet sound. Oh no, this is the. Okay, I thought we also had the single Solina strings somewhere, but okay. You see, very different sound. So this is the Solina, and then you can, that's the cool thing, we have this as a sample inside Blue 3, and you can combine that now to a new sound. So this sound, for instance, uses oscillator 1 and oscillator 2 more in a Jupiter way like, so it uses a square wave and uses the symmetry modulation, which is essentially pulse width modulation. And essentially 3 oscillators are used, or even 4. So this is the Solina strings, goes directly into the FX. And the other sound in this is like stacking a Jupiter 8 together with a picture that you stack a Jupiter 8 together with the Selena. So this is the Jupiter type of sound. I see that my webcam messed up. And then you combine that with the Solina strings. So that's the cool thing. And yeah, and then of course the other, you see here, oscillator 1 and 2 goes into filter 1, which is panned to the left, and oscillator 3 and 4 is to filter 2, which is panned to the right. Here's the panning. And that's what I did originally with the Jupiter 8. It's in the background. You can see it here, this one, this baby, is that you could stack two sounds. It only was then 4 voice, but I used then 2 type of string sounds, and the left and right filter was a little bit different. But of course, with Blue 3, you have 16 voices. So even if you use here 5 oscillators, you still have 16 voices. So that's what you can do, combining the samples together with synthesis. Because if I shut down the Selena strings and open here the filters, you really hear that this is analog type of stuff. So you could easily make a filter sweep. So if you go the envelope amount here, open it here, also here. And by the way, if you click here on this icon, you go to the filter envelope. Now it's this one and this one. Maybe a bit too long. And you see if the filter envelope is used, it pops up this little dot here in this function. So now you have so in the manager, in the pad 3, you will find over 50 new pad sounds. It's great for pad sound. This one is, sometimes you need to think about names for the preset. This one is called, I see my keyboard is a little bit glitchy here. It's called Soap Sweepy Pad. Yeah, you see it's, and of course it uses FM synthesis. This one, Electron Move Pad, if you go to the algorithm, you can see 3, 4, and 5, no, not 5, but 3 and 4 are modulating oscillator 6, which is a FM type of thing. And the body in the sound is done by using the Q choir. So yeah, you can really combine the synthesis together with Blue 3. The user interface did change a lot. There's only one part which we still think we can improve, which is the FX panel. That is a little bit too much. For some reason, it's hard to read. I'm not sure how we can improve that, but we will look into that. So the FX page That's my personal opinion. But of course, we did not want to stop the release again only because of the FX page. So this is something we can update, of course, in the next version. And here you see a empty spot. In this empty spot will be the special page, which you might know from Predator 3, where we will have preset morphing like in Predator 3, and also preset variations. So that's also a very interesting new tool, but that will be in an update. And the rest, I'm very happy. Of course, the ARP screen improved a lot. I think we will make some more presets very soon. I was mentioning the new presets, so Pets 04 are all new one. It's really very weird FX. That's more for a horror movie. Top Avian pad, that's a nice one. Yeah, so new presets in Pets 03, Pets 04. Analog bases, we have some new ones, so click on order by date, and it's a bit hard to see where it then ends and the older ones stop, but some analog type bases. Yeah, you can hear it also has a great virtual analog sound. We use some of the juiced coding in Blue 3, which, by the way, did you know that the that was before the Canadian band? Oh no, the name shoots me out of my head. A Canadian band, they use Blue 2 as a on stage for doing the classic Moog basis. Rush, Rush was using Blue 2 on stage. Yeah, and then we have some digital basses which using some of the newer samples. So this bass uses the PVC tube which I sampled. Really getting a nice attack because of that, and this one is a combination of this tube, also FM. So 1 and 2, you see here 1 and 2 modulate 3. So if I mess up this, you can make it. And even if you also click here on the icon, you can change. Okay, so if I click again, the tube. So that's the cool thing. You can use a certain range of samples, and you see a lot of new samples we added. You can create your own samples. I need to make a video about that, of course, very soon. But you could say, okay, let's combine this with a balafon. Not so. That one is not so nice in combination. Or of course, it's a matter of try. This one is nice. So, and nothing goes into the filter. So this is purely, so what you could do now is say, okay, let's put that in the filter 1. Sorry, no, that's not good. That one is modulating the other one. So it's oscillator 3. Because oscillator 3 has an output, so the oscillator 3 goes to filter 1, and there I take a 24 dB low pass filter, And also do this kalimba to the filter 1. So filter 1. So I'm making live now a new bass. And now suddenly I don't have a sound, filter 1, because filter is closed. Of course, I need to open the envelope. And I can use the velocity. So you can combine this sample. It's a very nice bass. Yeah, very dirty. Has many overtones, but that's what I like. I need to save this one. So this one you get in the next update from Blue 3, and I will make this one legato. So I'm gonna save this one. Save preset as, and of course I keep this one in the same folder. I call this Kalim Attack FM bass. So you see another live stream, and then you another have. So you see, so many new presets then also in the digital bass 02. Not sure where. And you see, yeah, you got more different tastes in sounds. Different type of sounds because of, well, this is using the modeling. With the FM synthesis. It's one of the first sounds I can combine. So this is the FM type of part, which you see 4 and 5 modulate 6. And then oscillator 1 has the string model. And that's the cool thing. Once you select string model, it opens also here this screen. So that's from the new preset digital basses. In synth leads we have a few new ones. Hand solo is not a new one, but most likely I did correct something with that. So lead, synth lead, or this one of my favorite synth leads. I used this one Saturday doing a live gig. Melody, synth, and lead. So it's two things. There's a human synth lead. That sounds a little bit like an ocarina, by the way. But then this one is built up by using essentially human blow, which I simply recorded myself. So this is a human blow looped, because nobody can blow so long without getting any breeze anymore. And then you have this waveform. Yeah, so flute di solo is of course this flute is real. And the vibrato is not done by the flute player, but he played a straight note. That is really done by using the LFO. So here have the vibrato LFO. Let me increase it. So that's really done by the synth afterwards. So that's in the lead sounds, way blow lead. This is nice for fusion sound. Also really nice. And you hear the high quality reverb inside of it. Parking Singer, I don't know. No, that's an older one. In sequence sound, we should really make very soon new ones, because there we need some more presets, but didn't stop us with releasing it. Phase tube sequence. And here you see the sequencer has this little dot appearing. And there we have the sequence, the wave sequence. So if you have the sequencer, we had the sequencer already in Blue 2, but now it has its own big page, which shows a lot more overview. Then you have the normal view, where you arrange this, the tie note, the side tuning, the velocity setting of per step, and so on, and ratcheting. And the other view, the wave view, means that you can per step have a different waveform. Set means that it selects the waveform which is already then inside the wave in the oscillator selected. But here you see in step 4 it picks another waveform, and it is waveform 578, and you see this pop-ups. It shows that it is this tube skin 1. And if you use the plus, you can change it. And if you click on it, you can take simply one of the waveforms in the list way. So and of course for each oscillator, so you can use 6 oscillators together and then do wave sequencing. The way I built up the things is essentially, I first do 16 steps. That's when I start making the wave sequence. I do all my things here and I pick waveforms. So let's change. It's, by the way, nice, this one. So I changed it in. Okay, let's go back to wave display. Take another one. Special. Let's see what we can do there. And then once I have a nice one, then I go to the commands, which is up here. And then you can copy steps 116 to 70 and 32. And then it copies it. And then if you go back here and then select again total 32, you see that these are copied. And then you can make in the second range, you can make your variations. So pick another waveform here. Tune. Time mode, you got also the special mode. Can do some weird stuff here. Delay. And then you have a new sequence. So I need to save this one because it's again a nice one. So we have another sequence sound, and save preset as. Let's phase tube string sequence. Phase. Yeah, phase 2 string sequence. This one also uses the string model, by the way, and oscillator 2. So let's see what the XY does. By the way, if you double click the XY, it goes to the center again. So here you see another wave sequence made. What we are planning in the future, but that's a bit more complicated. We have play mode monophonic and legato. So it's essentially a monophonic synthesizer, but it would be cool if you can do also play chords with it. But that's, of course, a whole different story. And John is looking into that, but that will take some time. But yeah, of course, we will have some updates in the future. Logically, with more presets, of course, and also these kind of things. Wave sequencers. There's another one. And of course, we have ratcheting mode inside of it. The up screen also improves a lot. You see the same layout is essentially almost the same as the sequencer, only in the top section you have some different controls because that then works as an arpeggiator. Then of course you have also the commands, and there I also do the same trick. If you the same trick if you can copy things. So in the sequencer bank, not that many new ones, but more will follow. Then we have, of course, in the R bank also not that many new ones, but so this one is a nice variation. Okay, I need to check, of course, now the chat room. Let me the chat room because I don't have the screen up. I have it on the left side. So let me check the chat room. There's one comment which is hidden. I'm not sure what is this message is held for review. No idea. I'm looking on the questions you have. Suggestion rather than dragging mouse to turn on off oscillator. Well, it's just clicking on it to put it on off. So I'm not sure if I understand that question. The other ways is if you use the right mouse button over this button, you can copy an oscillator to another oscillator. These are little tricks inside of it as well. Yeah, there's another way, Fish Tunes. The algorithm, here we have the traditional FM algorithms, which are predefined connections. So if something that goes out, then it goes out in the oscillators, of course. This is how it is. These are predefined presets. A lot of them, 20, 30, 32, with preset number 1, everything goes out. So if you want to have 6 oscillators doing a virtual analog machine sound with 6 oscillators, you have to pick this one. But there's also an FM matrix. And the FM matrix is a little bit more complicated. This is the connection. And I need to think about this one as well. Let me see if I have a default preset manager. I go to the default, which is in the where am I? Where's the default? Here's the default preset. So go matrix. Now oscillator 1 is modulating itself. Yeah, like this. Oscillator 2. Okay. So essentially this is how it goes out, and if this is down, essentially, let me see if I can make this happen. I think, I'm not sure if John, because the routing is pretty sophisticated. So if I put here a delay to listen to what happens. Yeah, this one goes there. Why didn't I forget how this works again? Huh, that's a good one. This is out. Oscillator 2, modulating oscillator 2. But I don't want to have the... I need to have then the dry FX. So here I'm confused myself. The dry volume, put that down. So I put it on dry, so it doesn't go to any... So it's not all... you cannot hear it anymore. And oscillator 2. It's playing. Okay. Oscillator 2. Yeah, I need to figure out this. I totally forgot how this again worked, the routing. Maybe the arrow is confusing me. I struggled with this one already with the Blue 2, by the way. And because you want to modulate, this goes out, it wants to modulate the other ones, but if I want to modulate another one, I don't want to hear it. So if I start modulating another oscillator, I should not hear. So this I need to check out myself, guys. I lost track here. I myself always use the FM presets because that's for me much easier because everything is there if you need to build a sound. So, but it's possible to use the FM matrix, but sorry for that. I lost track again how it worked, and I still had an issue with the Bluetooth thing. So I need to ask John because sometimes John does build up things. And then I say, okay, is it working this way or that way? And it's totally different what I have in my mind, but whatever. But that's possible for the routing. Yeah, the routing of the oscillators, of course, essentially is up here. There's a dry channel, which is in the FX. You saw it pulling me down. This is the dry signal that goes to the output. And the oscillator can go to many things at the same time, so even all 4 FX at the same time, or if you even are in serial, so let's say FX1 has a chorus and FX2 has a delay, you can skip FX1 and go directly to FX2, even if it's in serial. So there's a lot of routing options. Okay, so that about the question. Okay. So what we have now, more sequence ARP sounds, then of course tempo bass. I think are only a few ones. Of course the introduction sound. Synth sounds, we have new presets. This one is nice. This one uses the totally zero filters, pure the combination of samples. So now you see the XY moves by this movement. When I play here off live, then I can move it live. I think oscillator 4 is not playing. No, oscillator 4 is not playing, but still it's in vector mode. This is here, vector mode, and you see if I click it on off, this is also inside Predator 2 already, but there it was in the lower right corner. Now it's in the upper left corner. Then essentially you move with the dot between the 4 oscillators in volume. And okay, there's one oscillator which I need to shut down. It's oscillator 6, which is a tuned gong. But so let's go back to the XY. You can hear that this is one sound. This is one sound. Very mellow sound. And then of course it was recorded. So it changes over time. And then I added our 6th oscillator, the Gong FX. This is tuned. Essentially, it's the big gong in my studio. It's a big Peister gong, really this big, really big, and then hit it in a different way. Now it's a bit atonal, but combination with the other oscillators, you get really a very nice synth sound. There's another question from Hannes Hakebook. No, with Blue 3 you need to import. So if you have your own presets, you go to the menu here, and then you can convert Blue 2 presets for a single preset. Then it drops it in the current bank. So if you are then, let's say, in the Synth 02 bank, then it will drop this preset in this current bank you are actually at. So the best thing you can do is create here a new bank. You create new bank, and then you put your single presets inside of it. Then you can convert the Blue 2 presets. And if you convert a bank, because Blue 2 has this bank folder, then it creates the name of the bank with the presets which are inside of it. And what happens, of course, is that you would have many default presets if the bank was not full. So a bank is 128 presets, depending on what you did with the presets. If the whole bank is full, then of course everything, you will see 128 presets. But if you only have in this bank 20 presets, you will see, if you convert this Blue 2 bank into Blue 3, you will see the name of the bank appearing, but then with 20 presets, and the rest are also default presets. But that's the way you can convert Blue 2 presets or a Blue 2 bank. I hope this answer helps you a little bit. Yeah, the own sample feature, that's a good question, because you see, in each oscillator, you have, at the end of the list, you can use sample 1 to 6 or a layer set, which means that you can load 6 samples, but you can load them in a different oscillator. So that's possible. So if you go to the samples page, you have 2 pages. You have the sample edit page and the layer page. Now, there's one thing which you need to know, which is very important, is that we have in the main, in the introduction bank, we have a preset called default sample preset. Here's sample 34, default sample preset. You can select that one, or you can do the select it here in the create default sample preset. That's another way to have it, because you want to have a kind of clean state where you can work with your own samples to have them. So now you see this one here. If I go to this preset, you see oscillator 1 is only active and it has the layer sample set already selected. So if I go here to the samples, then of course you have the layer added and you have the sample added. Sample added means that you load in 6 samples. So here I could say, because the imported samples, if you do drag and drop, they drop inside this folder. And I can say here, okay, let's take this one. It's now an example. and I can audition it here by the note. So now of course in the edit layer I need to check here the sample. It's loaded, sample 1. Now it's off, sample 1. I also can audition here. Now I can make split points. So key split is in node mode or in cross mode, and I use mostly node mode. So I can say drag this okay, C2. So now this is the first split. Then I go to sample 2, have it active. Sample 2 has no sample. You see, no sample. Okay, I need to go back to the sample page and select sample 2 and select there sample 2, which is then this one. Here it is. And you see here the sample down. You can even change the loop start, all kind of things you can change here. And I go back to the layer edit, and the layer edit, I can change here the play note. Now it's the second one playing. So now I'm making split points. So this is, and I continue with sample 3. Of course, I need to sample. So this is why you toggle. You go here, you select your 6 samples, and then you could have this one. So I continue. It's not good what I'm creating here, but just for giving you so. So this is where you load in your samples, and if you like to work with a layer, then you go to the layer, and there you select these samples, and then you can. I think this one also needs a little bit of improvement in the visibility, but these are little things we're gonna change, which are added by the graphic designer. But on some parts I'm not still happy. It's the FX page, and this one could also be a little bit better in terms of the layout. But these are little things which we can improve over time. So sample 3, yeah, you could have that one on this range. And of course, in this layer on the right-hand side, you can change the root key. So if I take the first one, panning. But this is the layer added. So if I go back now to oscillator 1, it also has selected the layer sample set. So still can use sample 1 as a whole, or sample 2, or sample 3, or something else. Now, so you have 2 play modes in each, essentially 2 options in each oscillator, to play only 1 sample or the layer set. So the layer set in the samples is this one, where you can make split points, layer them. That's called the layer added page. And the sample add is where you essentially load in your samples. Up to 6 are in total. I hope this is a little bit, but I may have to make, of course, a good video about this in the near future to explain it. So just to reiterate, it's always, if you work with your own samples, it's essentially that you take this default sample preset that makes that in oscillator 1 you have already the sample layer set active. It doesn't have any other tools active, so that you are abstracted by filters or whatever, or FX. So it's a very clean sound. And then in the sample page, you load in the sample edit page, you can load all the samples here. You can select 6 samples, you can edit them. So here I can change them here. So change the sample start. And then, of course, in the layer edit, you can change the, if you want a layer, you want to use a layer or split points or velocity splits, you can combine these 6 samples together here. So, and sample 6. So that is how it all works. a little bit, but I need to make a video. And as mentioned in the start of the video, I'm still not happy myself about the FX page. It's hard to read, and the sample page also can get a little few improvements. The rest is all fine, but these are sometimes little things. The graphic designer did make that, and yeah, sometimes I don't agree with the things, and sometimes people don't even see it, but I notice little things myself which can improve the understanding of the screen. But these are the little things we are going to improve, of course, in a future update. Yeah, then of course, if you have these, you can use granular on your own sample. But it depends on your sound, how much it will sound. Also, the built-in samples, many of them you can use granular. So if I, not all of them yet, because we're still looking into that it doesn't increase too much the CPU. But if I'm not wrong, the gong. Now it's granular. Very dirty. Well, yeah, it's very experimental granular, of course, but on a particular range, and then you see also this granular thing pop up. So, for instance, the Selena strings, that's not possible to have granular on that one. I don't think that it would sound nice. So it's on many, it's still possible. So that about the sample page, and of course, I will need to make a video about it to explain it again. Okay, sequence sound, ARP sound, synth sounds. We had new synth sound, I think, here. Yeah, that shows the... Yeah, as you can see, the filters are fantastic. This is using 2 virtual analog saw wave, 3 in total saws. XY wobble. And here in the XY, you see it controls the volumes of the oscillators, which are in a kind of FM setup. But down here, you see the pitch band controls the speed. And the pitch. XY da Move It synth. It's a very nice synth sound. And yeah, you see also the XY. So this is one of the newest sounds. I think this one is also in the, the pizzicato we have. Essentially, this one is in octaves. And that one is used as chord for doing the octave. So 2 notes, you see here 1 octave. You can also do. So this is using the chords, but there's also new cluster sounds, which clusters, I call them cluster, but it's essentially using the chord memory. So we have Dark and his cluster 2, this sound. And here you see the chord memory. It's 3 notes are used. And the tuning is 7 semi and 14 semi. Cluster 2. Let me see. You hit 1 note and it plays a chord for you. So there are also some new presets in with the choir sound. So yeah, these are the new stuff. Of course, all the other banks will have a little bit more improvement in sound audio quality because of the BIT juice we put inside Blue 3, just like we did add that to Predator 3. Of course, we have some cool new presets by Jamal. Here we can have these 50 new presets are in bank 1405. And then if you click order by date, you got the also something for nice. Here he uses also the string model. It's actually, in fact, twice. And the percussion. So that's the cool thing about the whole. So 50 new presets from Jamal. So and so I'm not they. This is called Pixie Dust. And you see oscillator 3, the envelope 3, it's kind of repeating. Not sure how he did that. I think I would expect that it was the... Maybe in the matrix we can give a clue. I have no idea how he did that, this one. So some very nice presets. Spooks. This one is also cool. Spooks. You need to hold the note. No, Tom is asking, Jamal doesn't have a website, I think, but you can find him on Facebook. Check it out. This is one he also has a harp variation on my harp sound. Nice harp sound. And of course we can combine that. I think in the introduction bank it's also combined the Celtic harp with the strings. Let me see where it is. Celtic harp and strings. Yeah. Let me see if I have another one. Mapped sequence. I think that was also. So what he did, he uses in the, let me see where it is again. No, where is it again? Looking, oh, here it is, in the mod matrix key scale. So he uses the key scale where you can have a source, the scale of the keyboard of the velocity scale to select waveforms. And then in the modulation matrix, key scale uses for oscillator wave type. So essentially, he modulates the wave type. Very clever gun. So, there's also a new one, which is using the sound tour, essentially as in combination with an FX sound. It's more Chinese, this one. It's of course a variation on the Santur sound, which is in the introduction bank. So these are some very nice new sounds by Jamal. There's also nice arpeggiator sound. Yes. Now I'm back in the other bank, sorry. So in the Jamal 05 bank, you will find, click order by there, you will find 50 new presets from Jamal. Also nice sound. It's called Potluck Pad. There are so many sounds inside of it. It's really keeps you busy for many hours, and still much to come. It is more e-piano. Yeah, guys, so a little bit about Blue 3 today. So definitely there will be far more presets ahead in the near future. Also NKS support, that will be early next year, because we need to convert then the presets, and then the NKS is going to be checked by Native Instruments if everything is in right order, and then we can release it. So so much to come. I would say thank you for watching. And I think we should go out with a very nice pet sound. That will be nice. I go out with the XY Move 2 synth. And then I'm gonna wave.